what's up guys, this is Corporal Church from Operation Defender, and my dog going and having a lot of fun with her acorn toy. Because we are in quarantine, she's got so much energy, and be honest, so do I. So speaking of quarantine, that's the purpose of this video. So you guys might know, Operation Defenders kind of try and, I guess, talk military stuff, in my other channel to, I guess, I don't know, just share things that are going on and my opinions on whatever, but particularly with a military kind of a focus. If you like this video, want to see more of my dog and other things, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm looking for ways to improve how I do things. I'm relatively new to doing this type of a video. I have a Destiny 2 channel called Church of Caboose, and that's something I've been doing for almost a year, and I feel way more confident about that, mostly because you guys don't get to see my ugly mug, and so it's a lot less nerve-wracking. But if you guys got tips, let me know. Maybe we'll try to get some sound stuff. I don't know if it's that kind of thing. I don't know, money side, we gotta go a little bit cheap. But if you got ideas, let me know. Okay, how is this whole thing messing with the military? Okay, so first, they seem to do nothing. I'm not saying that's wrong, because obviously, like, you gotta defend the nation. Like, you can't just be like, no one come into work. Like that doesn't work for military and other things like healthcare workers and emergency personnel, that kind of stuff. And so, like, I was seeing pictures on Facebook of people that were inside the military, like, taking a picture without, like, violating any kind of, like, privacy or names or, like, locations or anything, and sending out, like, look, we're having, like, this meeting, the safety brief about COVID, and the main gist is stay away from people, but there's like 300 of us within this like tiny room where we're all like literally touching each other, and so like there's just like a lot of irony going around with that. Then later on, I saw pictures where the military apparently decided to, at the very, or maybe it was just the low-level commander, enforced the 6 feet rule. So that these formations were like miles long, because you have to have 6 feet between you and the guy in front of you, you and the guy behind you, and you and the guy on your left and right. And so they were still doing their formations and doing their work. And then recently, I've seen news that an aircraft carrier had a confirmed case, and in case you're not familiar with how life on a boat is, basically, you got a lot of people on a space that's probably not adequate for that number of people because it's too small, and so if one person gets sick, basically everybody's getting sick. And so I've been seeing, like, Navy colonels, like ship commanders, most ship commanders, their whole officer rank structure is a lot different from, like, for name-wise. But captains, there we go, naval captains, we're like, hey, like, we might need to figure out some way of, like, reducing or something, like, we need help, because, like, how many of our dudes do we need to put at risk from dying from a disease we could take steps to avoid, just for the sake of not, I guess, doing anything. And so I'm kind of curious to see how some of these operations have been impacted. But I do know more of the impact that might apply to more folks is the recruit training side. Best as I can tell, on the active fleet, they're not changing a whole lot, so they're putting in precautions. Like, there's probably extra cleanings. I know when I was in, if people were getting sick, they would make us all do extra field days and clean the crap out of all of our stuff. So I imagine that's going on. I would believe, it wouldn't surprise me if, depending upon your job, if offices were doing things like bare minimum personnel were coming in, maybe they flip back and forth days or something of that nature. I don't know, that wouldn't surprise me. If you're in and you're watching this because you're, for whatever reason, I would love, like, comment down below. I'm just curious. Like, you know, it's obviously, because of OPSEC, it's operational security, it's really hard to find out, like, the details of what's going on, and so a lot of this is going to be speculation, but there's also some things I've seen on the news. Okay, recruit training side. Best as I can tell, they are now stopping any new recruit training classes from starting. I know this is the things the Marines are doing. Paris Island had an article put out where, like, hey, no new recruits are allowed to go to Paris Island, so I would imagine that applies to the West Coast, and I would guess the officer side. But since I'm involved with the officer side and I haven't gotten any emails being like, hey, class dates are being postponed, maybe not. I don't know. The enlisted side is cutting off recruit training. Not that long ago, I want to say something like end of March, basically the officer graduation and enlisted graduations for the Marine Corps shut down. They were like, hey, we're going to still do what we got to do to get our people graduated, but for friends and family that have come to visit and celebrate this glorious time with them, y'all can't come on base. And from what I could gather from one recruit training's Facebook comments, they might have even had to kick people off the base that were in the middle of celebrating a family day And so like they're taking this very, very seriously. I'm also kind of curious about boot leave. So when you graduate boot camp, you go home, spend 10 days with family, and you come back to do like your regular training. Officer side, you don't get that 10 days, but enlisted side, you get those 10 days. And so when they shut down and kicked all the non-essential, like basically non-military personnel off of the base, would they then not let people go home? Because my thinking would be they probably canceled boot leave or did something different. Because if they're sending all their people home to their respective states, you could have like a half of the country, because they split up based off of where you live, go home and then bring whatever they might have picked up home all back into a concentrated area on a base with people that might have otherwise succeeded in completely avoiding due to the military's precautions. So if you know what happened with that, let me know. Again, OPSEC is a bitch. It's tough to find out all the details when we're talking about this kind of thing. So how should you expect this to impact you if you were trying to join? Well, first you got to make sure you're in communication with your recruit leadership. If you're on the officer side, you might have to pass things up through a chain. If you're on the enlisted side, when I was enlisted, they didn't really have a chain. You just talk to your recruiter. So I guess in some, just talk to your recruiter. They're the only ones that would be able to be like, yeah, your stuff's delayed. And it's like TBD, like we don't know. We gotta find out. Alright guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope this video kind of gave you a little bit of insight as to how this quarantine and COVID, I guess, really is impacting the military within my ability of research, and then how my wife and I are handling all this. So I guess we'll wrap up with just a couple details from my wife and I. I'm kind of loving it. I'm getting to work a lot on my Destiny YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do more stuff with here, which is why I'm asking for your input about what I could do to make this channel better for Operation Defender. I'm trying to do more of like playing with friends. My wife and I are playing Destiny together. Sometimes we go out on WALKS's with our dog. I won't say the whole word because then she'll lose her mind. And just trying our best to make the best of it. It's not often you get this much time just to kind of be at home with your loved ones, and we realize we are blessed that we don't have kids. And my last attempt at a joke before we sign off is like I saw this tweet once where this guy was like, "Y'all with kids don't know how lucky you have it." I'm like, oh, we know. Especially now, we know we 1000% know how lucky we are to be stuck at home without kids and just our wonderful dog. So that was my last attempt at a joke. I hope you all LOL'd at it. Alright, I am Corporal Church. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your opinions for improvement, yada yada yada. Have a great week, and until next time, I'll catch you guys all later.